Hi, I'm Rhonda, and welcome back to my studio, and welcome to a kiln unload with my big kiln Smaug. If you've been following me, you know that he has new elements, so we will see how he does with those. This is cone 5, just no special scheduling or anything like that, and I have put witness cones on all the shelves to see how the new elements are playing. So let's open it and see how it does, because I'm so excited that he's working once again. All right. It's at 130 degrees. And this is a fairly light kiln load, because I was, I don't have enough space necessarily to make a whole bunch if I'm not able to biscuit and set it aside. So I am excited. First, let's do the witness cones. This is a 6. It's got just a slight bend, and the 5 is absolutely perfect, exactly where it's supposed to be. Yay! First off, I did the Tufts January challenge, and I made moon jars. This one I threw in one piece. It has Amaco's Supernova. It's gorgeous. First time I ever used these glazes, yeah, I made a mess of the kiln shelves. So I didn't put any on the foot, but wow, the crystals, I don't know if you can see these, but they are absolutely wonderful and fabulous and iridescent. So cool. Now, with these cosmic glazes, you need to leave the inside raw. I don't know why, but that's what they like. But I like it. Then I have moon jar number 2, which I threw in 2 pieces. And what this has on it is Mayco's milk glass. And 2 coats over the whole thing. And then I took and dribbled it around the top. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to continue making moon jars because I don't know, they're just really kind of cool, and just the concept of them is really cool. All right, next, classic Galaxy, obsidian base, 3 coats, smoky merlot, 3 coats, seaweed, 3 coats, and these are the exact colors I expect to get out of this. Yay, it fired correctly. So excited about that. And there's some more of the Galaxy mugs further down. The clappers for some mushroom wind chimes. This is Cerulean Bloom, I think is what it's called. This is Amaryllis, and this one is Lime Shower. This, I like this. This is the Watermelon Glaze pattern by Karrlyn at May Blossom Design. This is 3 coats of Amaryllis, and this is 3 coats of Lustrous Jade, and then light flux where they overlap. I did take just a bit of Lime Shower and put just 1 coat, just touching it, and I made sure there were crystals in it because I wanted the watermelon rind part to have a little variation in the green. This is beautiful. I'm going to be making some more of this because this like screams summertime to me. Watermelons. Yay, that is so beautiful. Let's check out shelf number 2. All right, witness cones again. Slight bend to the 6. Perfect arch on the 5. These are some, I found an owl trivet at a garage sale, and I was like, that would make a really cool tray. This is Mayco's sea salt on B-Mix. That's pretty. And I love what it's done, and it's 2 coats, and it didn't obliterate the texture. This is also Mayco's sea salt, but this is on that buff clay that I had. I don't necessarily like it, but it's not bad. This is Sandstone by Mayco on the buff clay. 2 coats. I did lose a lot of the texture in this one because I did some extra carving in the feathers, and it's very difficult to see where the extra carving is. I think if I had done the same thing on the B-Mix with the sea salt, it would have been more successful. I'm going to make more of these. I was just playing because I had them and I needed to fill up some space. This is Purple Aster, I think, because I broke this size mushroom cap for one of the wind chimes. All right, so excited. So far, Smaug's doing great. That was just a kiln plug. All right, shelf number 3. All right, that didn't work out well. That was a fail. I'll explain it in a minute. So, 6 bent just a little. Perfect arch for 5. And we're going to deal with the uglies. So, I really want to make the oyster trays that Audrey Berm does from Audrey Lynn Studios. And unfortunately, I mean, I made them and then I went and watched the Glaze video and I didn't have the glazes that she used. So it's like, okay, let's try it with some whites and some blues and some greens. And this is, the base is sea salt. And then I used Amaco Sky. Could have swore I had Blue Retill, but I don't. Or at least I did have it, and I don't know where it went. And then I used Blue Lagoon rather than... And I didn't have Fog either. So, yeah. These are ugly. That's what happens when you're not prepared. All right, then I have more mushroom caps, Lime Shower, Celadon Bloom, and Amaryllis, and then just the mushroom stems. Let me use this guy. Sorry for the noise. These are just raw. because that buff clay raw is very, very pretty. The little tiny ones keep getting stuck on my fingers in these gloves. If you haven't watched it yet, there is a video on how I actually make these mushroom wind chimes from start to finish, from the creation of the caps all the way to the stringing of the actual chime. It's really pretty. I did put 2 coats of white ingob underneath the glaze. All right, let's see what's on shelf number 4. All right. Witness comes first. Good 6. 5 didn't get quite as hot as the other shells. That's interesting. Actually, 6 didn't either. There's not a bend to... There's not as much of a bend. Okay. That lets me know that the bottom of the kiln is cooler, where before changing the elements, the bottom of my kiln always ran hotter. So if I was doing ancient copper or something like that that needed just a little bit of extra heat, always went in the bottom. But now I know that I'm going to have to move those further up. So I'm not going to, those are all the same galaxy ones. I'll deal with those in a little bit. Okay, as I said, this is ancient copper, and it's got a matte finish to it. This is the Unseth's ancient copper and winter wood that they do, and yeah, I'm going to have to refire that at a hotter temperature because it turned out very matte. Didn't give me the beauty that ancient copper normally does. But I do like the combination. It is very pretty. Let's see, I made actual notes for these. So unlike myself. Start with this one. The base of this is snow, and it has 2 coats of snow all over, then honey flux, 1 coat, and then this is olive float. This is like a cappuccino mug, or a soup mug if you want to put soup in it, but I like a really awesome cappuccino. This turned out really, really pretty. I wish it would have moved a little bit further, but snow arrests that, and I was not being as daring as I might have been because of the new elements. I wasn't sure. This one is the same snow, 2 coats, 1 coat of honey flux, and then this has the celadon bloom. I'm not thrilled with the way it did on the rim. I might put a little bit more celadon bloom in there and put it back through. But it's pretty. Same concept with blue hydrangea. That's gorgeous. That's so pretty. I'll just set that there. And then, of course, Amaryllis. Oh, that's a really beautiful drip inside there. Actually, the ones on the outside are very, very similar. I might do these again, but use 3 coats of the Mayco glazes to see, and maybe put a light flux rather than honey flux under it to see how that would do. All right, and all that's left in here are, of course, my Galaxy mugs, and they did beautifully. So, thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who subscribes. I'm like 901 people as of today who are joining me on this joyous adventure that I'm having. This brings me so much fulfillment and joy, and I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you're finding something that brings you joy also. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.